U.S. officials say Russia freed WNBA star Brittney Griner in a prisoner swap. It's very controversial. Dan Bowens is up for this assignment. Yeah. Controversial.
It is controversial. There's a lot of sort of moving parts here. And as you mentioned, this all came together within the last half an hour or so. But this has been ongoing for months. And this is a massive development, a dramatic high-level prisoner exchange. President Joe Biden confirming the news just moments ago. WNBA star Brittney Griner is coming home, but it comes with a heavy price. In exchange, the U.S. is releasing notorious Russian arms dealer Viktor Bout, a man nicknamed the Merchant of Death. Now, this information all developing minute by minute, but here's what we know so far. Griner is a two-time Olympic gold medalist whose months-long imprisonment brought international attention to the case and heightened tensions between the U.S. and Russia, all during the war in Ukraine. She was originally detained in February in Moscow. Authorities said they found vape canisters with cannabis oil in her luggage. She was convicted and given a 9-year sentence and sent to a Russian penal colony. Well, now this stunning turn of events. These images posted to President Joe Biden's Twitter page this morning. Brittney Griner's wife, Cheryl Griner, was in the Oval Office with President Biden, and the two were able to speak with Brittney Griner by phone. That emotional moment right there. The president speaking just a few minutes ago, confirming Griner is on a plane as we speak.
She's safe. She's on a plane. She's on her way home. After months of being unjustly detained in Russia, held under intolerable circumstances, Brittney will soon be back in the arms of her loved ones, and she should have been there all along.
So over the last 9 months, you all have been so privy to one of the darkest moments of my life, and so today I'm just standing here overwhelmed with emotions, but the most important emotion that I have right now is just sincere gratitude for President Biden and his entire administration.
And there's no other way to put it. The move marks one of the most high-profile prisoner swaps between Moscow and Washington since the height of the Cold War. The Kremlin had insisted on the return of Viktor Bout, but the Biden administration resisted for months. But President Vladimir Putin had desperately been trying to get him back, and now that's going to happen. Bout had served 11 of his 25 years in federal prison after he was convicted of selling arms to Colombian rebels. But here's what we have to note here. Paul Whelan, a former U.S. Marine who was arrested for alleged spying in 2018 in Russia, is not a part of this deal. He remains in Russian custody this morning. Apparently, Russia refused to release him without getting another release of their own. We'll likely hear more about that in the next few days. For now, we know that WNBA star Brittney Griner on her way home. She's on a plane right now. It's unclear exactly when and where she will arrive back on American soil.
Listen, I'm happy that she's coming home, and I'm sure the circumstances there were not great.
Yeah.
I mean, being forced to fight for her life in a penal colony,
exactly.
Not easy. But the Marine.
Yeah.
How do we leave a Marine behind, and how long has he been there?
He's been there for years, and Paul Whelan's family actually issued a statement this morning, according to several media accounts, and basically they're saying they are very happy for Brittney Griner and her family because they know that the position that they are in. At the same time, they say they are extremely disappointed because, of course, they wanted their loved one to be home, and they said they can't imagine what it's going to be like for Paul when he finds out about what's happened here. So certainly not the end of this story, but a major development as we know it so far.
Do you think we need a better negotiator? I mean, it doesn't seem like it's level.
It certainly could seem that way because you have Viktor Bout, who's sort of accused of these high-level crimes involving arms and the Colombian rebels and this, and then Brittney Griner, who's a famous basketball star here in the U.S. It is a situation that there's probably no winners on either side. And so what happens next, that's the next big part of the story.
Interesting. Who else do we have in our jails that we can get the Marine back? Huh?
Yeah, I mean, who
else? Listen, there's got to be somebody.
There's got to be somebody.
And what the Russians are saying is they want a spy, one of their spies released. The U.S. insists that we don't have any of your spies right now. So that's sort of where that standstill is in that part of it.
Dan Bowens, thank you so much.
Okay.